Good morning, student. Now we are going to discuss the numerical on concurrent space force system. So this is the third numerical which I am going to discuss now. So in this numerical they have asked you determine the forces in the cable AB AC AD used to support a 40 Newton crate as shown in figure. So I am shown the figure here. So there is a 40 Newton crate supported by the cable AD, AB and AC. So for that crate you have to calculate the tension developed in the member AB, AC, AD. So initially we follow the same procedure as we have discussed in earlier video. So initially I am going to find out the coordinates of the point A, B, C, D. So for point A it is origin, so its coordinate is 0 0 0. Now point B is in a space, means point B is like this. Suppose this is a x axis, this is a z axis and this is a y axis. So now the point B, this is a xz plane, this is a negative x axis opposite to positive x axis, negative x axis. So in this plane xz plane, one point B point is lies on the opposite side of xz plane and one plane is lies on the right side of the xz plane. So I am going to find out the coordinate for point B and for point C here. So for point B it is lies in the opposite side of the this xz plane, so it is in a space. So for that, this is a positive x axis, this is a positive y axis and this is a positive z axis. So this B point is in space on that side of the xz plane. So for that I am finding the coordinate. So x distance for the B point is nothing but the negative, that is 0.75, because it is in the opposite direction of the x axis. So minus 0.75. Y distance is along, this is a positive y axis, so this coordinate is opposite to this positive y axis, means on opposite to the xz plane on that side. So for this the y distance you have given along y direction, that is 1 meter, or it is in opposite direction of y axis, so it is -1. And z coordinate you have given the vertical distance is z, you have given the 2 meter here. If I follow this line it will meet, means you have given the height of this B point is nothing but the 2 meter. So I am writing the coordinate of B point here. B equal to x, it is in negative x axis, so minus 0.75, it is in negative y axis, so -1, and it is in positive z axis, so it is 2. These are the coordinate for the point B. Again, if I can see here, this point is also in a space. This is a plane, this is a plane, one point is in that side of the plane, one side is in right side, means it is in left side of the plane B point, and C point is in the right side of this xz plane. So now this C point is in a right side of the xz plane in a space. So this point is in a this direction, means this is a plane, so this is in a y direction, so +1 y coordinate, +1 x coordinate, it is in negative x axis, so x coordinate is -0.75, y coordinate is +1, and z coordinate, it is again in vertical distance from the this point, so it is +2. So you will get the coordinate of C point as -0.75, 1, minus means in opposite direction of positive x-axis, plus 1 means it is in y-axis, plus 2 means it is in positive z-axis. So minus 0.75, 1 and 2. Now you have given the D point, but in this case they have not mentioned any distance for the D point. It is lies on the x-axis and you have given it as a x distance. So x coordinate for the D point is x, y coordinate 0, z coordinate 0, as D point lies on the x-axis. So I have written here x coordinate x, y 0, z 0. Sorry, here. Now I am just directly making the table to calculate the direction cosine value, and after I am going to apply the condition of equilibrium. So forces, there is a forces in the member AB, AC and AD. So I am writing force TAB, TAC and TAD. Now to find the XYZ coordinate, common point is A to all. So from other point I am subtracting the A coordinate. So for TAB 0.75 minus 0, minus 0.75, minus 1 into minus 0, minus 1, 2 minus 0, 2. Similar way I am finding for TAC 0.75 minus 0, minus 0.75, 1 minus 0, 1, 2 minus 0, 2. For C completed. For D, x minus 0, x, again 0 minus 0, 0, 0 minus 0, 0. Okay. Now I am finding the value of L. L equal to root of x square plus y square plus z square. Means I am putting this x, y, z value here. I will get L for TAB. Next I will calculate the L for the TAC, putting the value of x, y, z in this equation. Next TAD for putting the value of x, y, z here. In L equation I will get this as a x. So after calculating this value, again cos theta x formula already I know it. It is nothing but the x by L, it is nothing but the y by L, and it is nothing but the z by L. So x by L minus 0.75 divided by 2.358, I will get this value, that is minus 0.318. Next cos theta y, that is y by L. So for y by L minus 1 divided by L 2.358, so I will get minus 0.424. So cos theta z 2 divided by 2.2358, I will get the value of 0.848. Similar way I am finding the value for the TAC member of TAC member. So minus 0.75 divided by L 2.358, 1 divided by 2.358, 2 divided by 2.358. So like that I will get the value as minus 0.318, 0.424, 0.848. Similar way I am calculating for the TAD. So x divided by x1, 0 divided by x0, 0 divided by x0. Now you have given the crate. So for the crate I am writing here not any coordinate for the x, y, z and L calculation here. Directly this crate is acting in z direction, negative z direction. So my direction cosine value cos square theta x plus cos square theta y plus cos square theta z should be 1, and it is in negative direction, so in z axis. So I am writing here cos theta x 0, cos theta y 0. I am writing on in z direction as a minus 1. Minus 1 because it should be a 1 if I take the cos square theta x plus cos square theta y plus cos square theta z. So for that this 40 Newton acting in vertical y direction, but it is in downwards, so I am writing here as a minus 1 in opposite direction of z. Now I want to calculate the value of tension in AB, tension in AC, tension in AD. For that I am going to apply condition of equilibrium, summation of x, summation of y, summation of z. Initially I am applying here summation of y equal to 0. For summation of y I am calculating the value of TAB, TAC here. So by applying summation of y equal to 0, so summation of y I am multiplying TAB into cos theta y value, TAC into cos theta y value, TAD into cos theta y value and w into cos theta y value. So TAB into minus 0.318, so minus 0.424, because I am taking summation fy, so I will going to multiply it by cos theta y value. So minus TAB into 0.424, next TAC into 0.424, so plus TAC into 0.424. After simplifying it, I will get the value TAB equal to TAC. So I am considering TAB equal to TAC equal to P. Next I am applying summation fz equal to 0. So while applying summation fz equal to 0, I am going to multiply this value by this z coordinate. So TAB equal to TAC equal to P. So I am multiplying P into 0.848, P into 0.848. Now this x into this 0. Now 40 into minus 1, so minus 40 I have written here. Now I have calculated the value of P, which I have got 23.58 here. Means TAB equal to TAC equal to 23.58 Newton, which I have calculated. Now I am going to apply summation fx equal to 0. In summation fx, again I am going to apply this force component with this cos theta x value. So after multiplying it and putting the value of P, I will get the TAD value as a 15 Newton. So in this way I have calculated here the tension in member AB, tension in member AC and tension in member AD. So in this way we have completed the numericals on concurrent space force system. Now we are going to discuss about the numerical on parallel space force system. So again, in parallel space force system we have the two type of numerical. One is equilibrium numerical and another one is resultant numerical. So starting from the numerical on parallel space force system. So in this numerical, determine the magnitude and direction of the resultant force of the given force system as shown in figure and locates its points of application. So you have given the parallel space force system. For this parallel space force system you have to calculate the resultant. Also you have to locate the position, or we can say point of application of this resultant on this plane. So as we see here in the diagram, all forces are vertical. You have given this is a x-axis, this is a y-axis and this is a z-axis. All forces are vertical, means in z direction. So the resultant will act in a z direction. That is Rz equal to summation Fz. Summation Fy and summation Fx value is 0 here. Now resultant is acting in a vertical direction, so I am considering resultant acting in vertical direction means it will act in this xy plane. So it will have two coordinate, that is x and y, and z coordinate will be 0. So initially I am considering this resultant is act at a distance x is along x axis, at a distance y along is y axis, and z axis it is 0 if I see the coordinate system here. So already I assume here that the resultant is acting at, suppose I have considered that point as a D, xy0 as shown in figure. As all forces are vertical here, there is a 400 Newton load. As all forces are vertical here means in z direction, so you will get resultant in z direction equal to summation fz. You can directly calculate resultant here. You no need to calculate summation fx, it will come to 0. You no need to calculate summation fx, it will come to 0. So I am summation fz I am applying here. All forces are in negative z direction, so minus minus minus, I will get minus 1600 Newton. So I am writing it as positive and I am showing the direction here, so that's why I remove the minus sign here. So it will come to 1600 Newton in downward direction, RZ. So I have calculated the resultant value. Now I want to calculate its points of application, means I want to calculate x, y distance of this resultant which is acting at point D, which I have considered. So for that I am taking the moment. To calculate this x coordinate I am taking the moment here about x axis. to calculate y coordinate. To calculate x coordinate, I am taking the moment about y axis. So to take the moment about axis, I am just keeping the pen here. You can keep hand here and take the moment of forces. Now you can see here this 500 Newton and this 400 Newton. You are taking this moment along this x-axis, so it is on the x-axis, so perpendicular distance will become 0. Only there will be forces in the picture, that is 600 Newton. If you put hand here and rotate the forces in the arrow direction, this 600 Newton will rotate like this, that is in anti-clockwise direction. This 100 Newton will also rotate in anti-clockwise direction, and this D point, where is the resultant is acting. So for this there is a distance here, which is nothing but the y distance here. So it will rotate in anti-clockwise direction. So I am going to apply Varignon's theorem to calculate the position of resultant about x-axis. From that I will get the y coordinates. For that I am applying the Varignon's theorem about x-axis. So what is meant by Varignon's theorem? Varignon's theorem is nothing but the resultant moment equal to the summation of moment of all forces. So to get the point of application, I am applying Varignon's theorem. Initially I am applying about x-axis. As I have said, as I am taking moment about x-axis, y will be the perpendicular distance for the resultant, and it is rotating in anti-clockwise direction, as I said. So minus r into y. Also the two forces, if I keeping the pen on the x-axis, so it will rotate in anti-clockwise direction. So minus 600 into 8 minus 100 into 6, and after simplifying it and calculating the y value, I will get y as a 3.375 meter. Similar way I will take the, now I have got the y coordinate. Now to get the x coordinate of this resultant, I will take the moment about y axis. So again I will check the direction. I am taking moment about y axis, so I am keeping the pen on this y axis. Now I will check how the forces will rotate. So all forces, that is 400, now 400 is in picture, this 100 is in picture, means I can see these forces will rotate. It is not lies on the y axis, so it will rotate in clockwise. Also this resultant which is acting at point D, I have considered, it will again rotate in a clockwise direction. For that the distance is nothing but the about moment y axis. I am taken the perpendicular distance is x here. For this 100 Newton, x distance is 5 meter. For this 400 Newton, x distance is 10 meter, and it will all the forces will rotate in clockwise. So now I am applying the Varignon's theorem about y axis. So all are rotating in clockwise, so r into x. 100 also rotating clockwise, so 100 into 5. 400 also rotating clockwise, so 400 into perpendicular distance 10. So after calculating it, I will get the x value as 2.812 meter. So in this way I have calculated x and y coordinate of the resultant, and the z coordinate is already 0 because it is acting in xy plane. So the resultant is acting at d equal to 2.812, 3.375 and 0. In this numerical, so now we are going to study about the second numerical on parallel space force system. A 10 kilonewton platform is supported by vertically at point A, B, C as shown in figure. Means you are given a 10 kilonewton platform. It is carried a load of 6 kilonewton. Also you have shown the 6 kilonewton load here. Determine the reaction at ABC. Means you have given a platform who has a weight of 10 kilonewton, and also it carries a load of 6 kilonewton, and it is supported at point A, B and C. So you have to calculate how much, because of the weight of the platform and also because of the 6 kilonewton, how much the reaction will develop at supported point A, B and C, that you have to calculate. So initially I am drawing the free body diagram, that is means again I am drawing the same diagram. So I have drawn the freeboard diagram again here. X, this is the xz plane, this is a y. You have given the distances already here. At support I have shown the reaction RB, RD and RC, which is vertical. So to calculate the reaction, I am taking the moment about xx and xz axis. So initially I am taking the moment about xx axis. So for taking the moment about xx axis, I am keeping the pen here. You can keep your hand here like this. So after keeping this pen on xx axis, this RB reaction passing through point A, so it will become 0. So now only forces that remain will be RB, RC, 10 and 6. Now I will set the direction of rotation after keeping the pen on x axis. So as I see here, this about this axis, this arrow I will rotate in the direction. This 10 kilonewton will rotate anti-clockwise, this 6 kilonewton will rotate anti-clockwise. This RC value here, RC reaction is there, it will rotate clockwise. This RB will rotate clockwise. So also distance you are given, this is x axis, the perpendicular distance will be this z. So for RB the distance is nothing but the 2, 0.5 means 3, that is RB into 3, it will rotate clockwise, so RB into 3. Now this 6 kilonewton, 6 kilonewton will rotate anti-clockwise, so minus about x axis, so minus 6 into distance 2, 0.5 means 2.5. Next 10 kilonewton load, it will rotate anti-clockwise, so per distance is nothing but the 1.5, so minus 10 into 1.5. Next RC will rotate, arrow is upward, so in like this it will rotate, so RC into distance is 2 meter, so RC into 2. After simplifying it, you will get 3 RB plus 2 RC equal to 30, which is equation 1. In next case I am taking the moment about this z axis. Again I will show which force will rotate clockwise. So this RB lies on the z axis, so it will become 0. This 10 km will rotate clockwise, arrow is in downward direction, so it will rotate like this. 6 km will rotate again clockwise. This RB and RC will rotate anti-clockwise like this about z axis, because the arrow is upward. So again I am taking moment about z, so minus RB rotate anti-clockwise, so minus RB into 2 plus 6, this rotating in clockwise, distance is 3. This 10 rotate will clockwise, distance is 2.5, so 10 into 2.5. RC will rotate anti-clockwise, so minus RC into 5 equal to 0. So after simplifying it, I will get minus 2 RB minus 5 RC equal to minus 43, that is equation 2. Now I have to calculate the support reaction at A, B, C. So I am solving initially 1 and 2, I will get RB and RC. So I will get RB as a 5.818 kilonewton, RC as a 6.272 kilonewton. Now third condition, I have calculated RB, RC. Now I have to calculate RA. So third condition I am going to apply here is nothing but the in y direction, all forces are acting in y direction. Some are vertical, some are downward. So I am applying summation of y. So RB, RC upward positive. 6 and 10 kilonewton force are downward, so it is negative. So after putting the value of RB and RC value I have already calculated here. So putting that value, I am going to calculate the value of RA, which I will get as a 3.912. So in this way I have calculated the reaction at A, B and C. So now we are going to discuss the third numerical on the parallel force system. So you have given the parallel means forces are acting in y direction here, means it is a space force system. You have given the x, y, z axis, also the forces acting on this plane, and you have to calculate the resultant of for this system. Also I am going to calculate the coordinate for this resultant. So initially I am drawing the free body diagram is here, and I am considering this resultant as resultant is along y direction, means all forces along y direction. So resultant will act in this xz plane. This is a x, this is a y, this is y direction I have shown here, this is x, this is y, and this is z here. So direction will be like this, y will be like this, x will be like this, z will be like this. So all forces are acting along the y direction, you can see here. this 200 Newton, this 300 Newton, this 500 Newton is acting along the y direction. So resultant is along the y direction. So because of that I am applying summation of y. So I will get the resultant as 950 Newton parallel to the y axis. Now I am considering the resultant is act in this x and z plane, and y is perpendicular to that xz plane. So it has a coordinate. Vertical is z, so y vertical coordinate is z, and in x horizontally means in the x axis direction there is a x, means it has a coordinate of x and z. Y coordinate is 0 because it is acting in xz plane. So I am considering resultant is acting at a distance x and z, and I am showing it like this. It is acting in y direction. Now to calculate the coordinate, that is x and z value, so initially I am taking moment about x axis, so I will automatically get the z coordinate. So I am taking moment about x axis. So while taking moment about x axis, I am keeping pen or my hand on the x axis, and I will rotate the all process. The 300 Newton will rotate clockwise. This 500 Newton passing through, it will become 0. This 200 Newton again passing through x axis, so it will become 0. Only 300 Newton will rotate. Also there is a 50 Newton force acting at this point, so it will rotate in clockwise direction about x axis. For this 50 Newton, perpendicular distance is vertical, that is 0.35. So I am going to apply Varignon theorem about x axis. So this r will rotate. I am keeping this x axis, I am keeping pen here, and I will rotating this r, so it will rotate anti-clockwise, so minus r into z. Other two forces, this 300 Newton and this 50 Newton, will rotate clockwise about x axis. So depending on that I am taking plus sign. So 50 into 3.5 plus 300 into 0.35, so I will get the z value as a negative. Z equal to minus 0.128 meter. Next I am going to apply Varignon's theorem about ZZ axis to get the x coordinate. So again I will keep here along ZZ axis, I will keep pen here, and I will see how the forces are rotating about this ZZ axis. This 200 will rotate like this, so it will clockwise. This RZ will rotate anti-clockwise. This 300 passing through ZZ axis, this 500 passing through ZZ axis, so it will become 0. So depending on the sign convention, clockwise or anti-clockwise, I am writing here. So by applying Varignon's theorem about ZZ axis, this r will rotate anti-clockwise, so I have taken it as minus. This 50 Newton will rotate clockwise, this 200 Newton force will rotate clockwise, and perpendicular distance is 0.5 here. Also perpendicular distance is 0.5 here, so I will get the x coordinate as minus 0.135 meter. So this is the numerical where I have calculated the resultant. Also I have calculated the coordinate of the resultant. Now I am going to next numerical on this parallel space force system. So in this numerical they are given a concrete foundation mat in the shape of regular hexagon with 3-meter side support column load as shown in figure. Means you have given the foundation in the shape of hexagon. So if I see here, the hexagon always make an angle 60 degree. This will make angle 60 degree here. So like that it is going to make 60 degree angle. This will make 60 degree here. Each hexagon has a side of 3 meter. This 3 meter, this 3 meter, this up to this 3 meter, this FA is 3 meter, this AB is 3 meter, this BC is 3 meter. Now you have to calculate the value of P1 and P2. This P1 and P2 value you have to calculate it here. That must be applied at point B and E. That P1 and P2. If the resultant of 6 load is to pass through the center of the mat, means resultant of all forces are passing through this center of the mat. For that you have to calculate the P1 and P2 value. So again in this case also I am taking moment about x and z axis, yeah, y axis. So here I have drawn the free body diagram for the hexagonal frame. Now while taking the moment I will require this vertical distance and this horizontal distance. So because of this angle is a 60, I already said this angle is a 60 degree, so this will become also 60. So because of 60, this adjacent is 3 cos 60, which is nothing but the 1.5 meter here. This is nothing but the 3 sin 60, means you will get the 2.6 meter. So 2.6, again this vertical will be a 2.6, this is 1.5. So now I am taking moment about x axis. So this is my x axis. So I am taking all forces moment about this x axis. So you can see this 80 Newton and this 100 Newton passing through x axis, so it will become 0. Now you see the arrow of this P2 and 60. So about x axis it will rotate in clockwise direction, but about x axis this P1 and this 40 kN force will rotate anti-clockwise direction. So now already I have calculated the distance a perpendicular. For 60 Newton the perpendicular distance is, this is a vertical downward force, so this distance will be a perpendicular, so 2.6. Now P2, it will rotate clockwise, so plus P2 into perpendicular distance is 2.6 vertical force, so horizontal, this is a perpendicular distance. This P1 will rotate anti-clockwise, so minus P1 into 2.6, again this 40, so minus 40 into 2.6, so I will get, after simplifying it, P2 minus P1 equal to minus 20, that is equation 1. Now I am going to apply summation Fy equal to summation of moment about y-axis equal to 0. About this axis I am going to apply. So again I am going to check how forces will rotating. So this 60 will rotate clockwise, this 100 will rotate clockwise, this 40 will rotate clockwise, this P2, P1 and 80 Newton will rotate anti-clockwise here about this y-axis. And already I have calculated distances here. So after taking moment about y, this 60, for 60 the perpendicular distance is 1.5, this 100, this is 1.5, this is 1.5, so this will become 1.5 plus 1.5 plus 40, this is a 1.5, total 3, so this will be 1.5. This all three are rotating clockwise, so I am taken positive. Now this P2 will rotate anti-clockwise, so minus P2 into 1.5. This 80 will rotate anti-clockwise, so minus 80, again distance 1.5 plus 1.5 anti-clockwise, so minus P1 rotate anti-clockwise, so minus P1 into distance 1.5. After simplifying it I will get P1 plus P2 equal to 140, that is equation 2. Solving 1 and 2 I will get P1 as a 60 Newton and P2 as a 80 Newton, which I have to calculate it in this numerical.